Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Courtney. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you're watching. Today we're going to be doing an everyday look. So I've already done my eyebrows, as you can see. It's basically just filling them in as naturally as possible. I follow the shape of my eyebrow and then I just fill them in. I don't really add any tail to it. As you can see, it's not that long, but it's just kind of natural and I can do it pretty quickly for days when I'm just going to school or just hanging out and just want something simple to do in the morning that's not going to take very long. So other than that with my brows, the only other thing I do is I like to put a little brow gel on them just to keep them in place. I don't do this every time, but I find that they don't wear off as quickly or like rub, because I'm like the type of person that just kind of like will rub across their eyebrow and not even be paying attention and rub off half the makeup. So to avoid that, brow gel. So we're going to start out with the eyes. Excuse the setup here, but I am gonna go in with some concealer, just a little bit. I don't like to do a lot, but it is good to have some. So I will just add this to my lid. And as I do this, I'm gonna take a damp beauty blender, and it sort of just carves out your eyebrow as you're doing it, because you're kind of bringing it up towards your eyebrow. And so I just kind of blend that out. I don't carve them out any fancy way on quick days when I'm just getting up in the morning and heading to school, but this kind of just evens out the skin tone of my eyelid before I get in with any eyeshadow or anything like that. So yeah, that's about all we're doing with that. And then I'm gonna go in with this powder from Wet n Wild, and we're going to use this setting powder, and I'm just going to take any brush, it doesn't really matter. I just want to set my eyelid so that nothing creases, and then we're going to go in with the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette. I love this palette for everyday wear and also for glam, but mainly everyday, because it's just got a lot of neutral colors in it, and it's easy to work with, and I can change up the look without having to put a lot of effort into it. So to start out, we're going to go in with streaking right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but streaking. And I'm going to take my Morphe M573 brush, and I'm just going to dip into that color, and I'm going to place that in my crease, but also up towards my brow bone as the transition shade. And then I'm also going to do the same thing to the other side and just blend that out across the whole top from my crease up. You probably can't see the difference in the camera, but because this is a really light shade, but it's kind of a pinky tone, which is good for some neutral pink colors, which is generally what I go for, but there's also browns and neutrals like that in this palette too, so it's kind of good for everybody. So yeah, so that's our transition shade, and then we're going to go in with a smaller brush, the R39 from Morphe, and we're going to take Butt Naked, which is this color right here. It's kind of a mauvey pink color. And we're just gonna darken up that crease just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. It's basically just a 2-color combo here in the crease. This is just gonna darken it up and give it a little bit more dimension without complicating it so much that it looks, you know, really fancy. Most days I don't wear false eyelashes. I almost never wear them actually. I just do mascara. So I don't want a super crazy eye look. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and do that to the other side. So as you can see, it just adds a little bit of dimension. And then we're gonna go in with a clean, fluffy brush. This one's from Farrah. It came in an Ipsy bag. I love it. And I like to use it without any product and just to blend out any harsh lines with those 2 different colors. And if you find that when you're doing this, it kind of dulls down any of your colors, you can go in and fix it. But yeah, this is generally what I like to do. And as you can see, it just blends out the edges. Great. So I'm gonna, off camera, just add a little bit more dimension to these colors, and I'll be right back and we'll pick the lid color. Okay, so now for the lid color, I'm not gonna add any concealer or cut any creases just for the sake of time, because generally I don't do that. We haven't done so much blending that our lid isn't, you know, is dirty or not cleaned off enough to put a shiny color on it. So we're gonna go in with our glitter shade now, our shimmer shade, and we're gonna use Expose. It's a nice, I guess kind of like brown shimmer, but it comes out really pretty on the eye. And what I like to do with this is I take it on my finger because I feel like it comes out the best then. And I just put that on my lid. Like I said, precision isn't that big of an importance. We're just kind of throwing a lid color on. And it just adds a little bit of a shimmer to my lid look. And gives it just a little bit of glam. Like I said, I typically wear this to school, but it's also a nice wearable look for any time of day, kind of any occasion. It's just very classic. I love lid colors. I like adding glitter to my lid. If I'm doing an eye look, generally there's glitter on my eyelid. That's just how I do it. But I know a lot of people just use like a bronzer color in their eyelid and call it good. So if that's you, you do you. But yeah, I tend to like glitter on when I go out and I'm wearing makeup. So now if there's any lines you want to like fix after putting that on, you can go in with your brush and just kind of deepen those up and cover up any glitter that got on the crease. And that's basically the eye look. So after that, I go in with mascara, and I like to use, which of course I don't have with me, I like to use the Superhero mascara from It Cosmetics. I feel like it makes my lashes look really long, even though I don't wear false lashes. But another favorite of mine is the Ciate Wonderland mascara. It's just a shiny silver case. I've had this I've gotten this twice in my Ipsy boxes. That's how I end up with it. But I just add the mascara to my eyelashes. I don't curl them or anything. I just make them look longer, and generally I'll put like one coat on, and since I'm not wearing false lashes, I'll put a coat on and let it dry, and then I'll go in and add some more, and it'll just thicken them up and lengthen them out and make them look a little bit longer. So I do that after I've finished all the eyes. I'll just go back in and add a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other eye off camera, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to go in and do our face, and I always like to start out with a primer. I feel my makeup lasts longer if I have a primer, so it's kind of like a must whether I'm doing a full face of like full foundation and like everything, or if I'm just doing a little bit for school. It doesn't matter, I always use foundation. So I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Optical Illusions foundation, or primer, sorry, and we're just going to put a little in like the target area, so the nose, and across my cheeks. I get a lot of texture there, and then I'm going to do it on my chin and my forehead. And then any excess we just can push into the skin anywhere, it doesn't matter. I end up pumping out way too much. But, so for foundation, I use a combination. I recently purchased the ColourPop foundation, the No Filter foundation, because I heard great things about it. Everybody raved about it, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's go ahead and get it. It sounds great. Well, unfortunately, I have combination skin, and it tends to get really oily really quick, and this foundation is kind of moisturizing, and so it clumped up on me, it creased, it looked awful by the end of the day, and so now I do a combination of this with the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. This dries down, it doesn't move, but this color was actually a little light for me, and then the ColourPop one was a little dark, so when I mix it I get kind of the perfect match. So I just go ahead with 2 pumps of the ColourPop, or the CoverGirl one, and then a pump of the ColourPop one, and I just kind of dab it on my face like this, and then I move it all around afterwards. And this is a little bit much, but generally I use a lot less than that, I guess. And then I just blend it out. Always want to make sure you go down the neck so that it blends in with your skin and you have no harsh lines. And I always go over my ears just in case anything doesn't quite match up perfectly. It'll cover up any weird looking colors. And I just want to make sure everything's blended in and there's no lines. And then this we're going to let dry down. And then for under my eyes, I go in with the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which actually is very matte and I haven't had any trouble with it creasing up. I love it. It's what I use every day. It's what I used on my eyelids. I have no trouble with it whatsoever. Like I said, I just don't think that the ColourPop formula was right for me, but I know that it has gotten really good reviews from so many other people, so if you're interested, just look into it a little bit more and make sure you know what your skin type is before you buy it. But we're gonna go in with the concealer just under my eye. I don't do a lot for every day. I don't like it to look too like bright or anything like that, but I do a little just so that I don't look like I haven't slept in a week. And I just want to blend that out. And this stuff blends out so well. It looks so pretty on the skin, and it does not crease in the least, and it lasts all day. now I want to go in with that Wet n Wild contouring palette again, and I'm going to go in with that white shade, that light shade, and just set down my under eye. And I don't really have any time frame of how long I let this sit. I just kind of put it on and then take it off after I'm done setting the rest of my face. I think with the CoverGirl foundation, there's no reason to really set the rest of your face, but I like to, just in case, you never know. And since I go off to school, I don't want it moving on me. I don't want to have to worry about it again. I want to be able to accidentally touch my face and have it just stay in place for the whole day. So I just set everything. So I just go in with a big fluffy brush into that powder and just tap that in all over my face. And then after that, I just dust the excess foundation, or the excess powder. After that, I dust the excess powder off from under my eye, and we're all set and ready to go. Set it and forget it. After that, we're gonna go in with a smaller brush. This is actually, this is a blush brush, but I like to use it for my contour, and I don't do anything crazy. Like I said, I'm just gonna go in with this bronzy shade and kind of just contour a little bit and bronze up my face and give me a little bit more color back. Make my cheeks look slimmer. I do it on my temple just so that everything kind of flows together. I don't really have a big forehead or anything like that that I need to worry about, but it kind of just brings the whole look together. So I've always done it. It makes it look like you've kind of matched your bronzer up with the rest of your face. It looks a little bit more natural. And not like you just slapped brown on your cheekbones. But yeah, so I just add a little bit. I don't cut it underneath. I don't really kind of do it any precise way. I add enough to just kind of look like I've contoured my cheek a little bit. As you can see, it just kind of gives that little bit of lift. That's about it. And you can do your jawbone. I don't always, basically when I think about it, don't want to go too crazy with it. But, yeah. So after that, we're going to go on to blush. And for the blush, I use the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush in the shade Quirky. It's a really pretty peach tone if I could get into it. So you can go in with the same brush. It doesn't really matter to me. But I just kind of put that on my cheek and up along with my contour. It just kind of gives that real nice blend to it. I like this blush because it does what it says. It lasts 12 hours. It looks great. I don't have any problem with it like disappearing, soaking into my skin, nothing like that. It does exactly what it says it's supposed to. I also like to do it across my nose. I know that's kind of weird, but I think it just kind of brings the whole look together. You can add any excess around your face, but that's basically how I do that. Now, before I go in with highlighter, I do spray my face down, and I go in with the ColourPop All-Star setting spray. I've actually really enjoyed this. I tried it, having never heard anything about it. I didn't even know they did a setting spray. Nobody said anything, but I actually really do like this, and I would recommend it. It's so inexpensive, and it's definitely worth the buy if you're ordering stuff from there already. I was in desperate need of setting spray one day, and when I did my order, I ended up just grabbing it because I needed it, and I've been really happy with it. So I'm just going to spray my face. And I take the beauty sponge and just kind of pat everything in. It just kind of makes it blend real nicely. make sure I have no creasing or anything wrong or anything sitting. And then we just let it dry. And then after that, I'm going to go in with my highlighter. I use the Morphe High Impact Spark highlighter in the shade Spark. I love this highlighter. I use it all the time. I use it every day. And I'm just going to go in with my R36 brush, which is a highlighter brush, and just add that right above my contour. And it just adds that nice glow. See that? Beautiful. And then I like to add a little bit over my eyebrow. And if this is too bright for you, you can go back in with your beauty sponge and just kind of tap it out, and it'll kind of take down the intensity, but I kind of like it, not gonna lie. And see, like, I got it a little weird on my forehead, and I'm just gonna tap that out. And then what I do is I take my finger and I just go into it and I just do it right on my nose. And then I leave a space and I do right on the bridge of my nose. And that you can kind of tap out. It doesn't have to be too crazy on your nose. I just like to give it that little bit of glow. And what I then do, sometimes, I don't do this all the time, but for the sake of the video, if it's something that you like to do, I don't really contour my nose ever, but when I do anything like that, I just kind of take a brush and kind of go down along the sides like that. Then you can just tap it out with your beauty blender. Like I said, nothing crazy. I don't really care how my nose looks. It's my nose, it's there. But anyways, that's that. And then finally, for the eyes, we're gonna go ahead and finish them up. I'm going to go in with my R39 brush again, back into the Nudie Patootie palette, and I'm going to go back in with that streaking color first, and just kind of blend that under my eye, like so, just to kind of blend everything together. I don't do eyeliner or anything like that. I just, not for every day. Because I find when I do eyeliner, it's a hassle to get off at night, and to be honest with you, I want my evenings to be as quick as possible, and spending a lot of time taking off makeup is not one of those things that I want to be doing. So, sometimes I won't go in with any lipstick. I'll just use like a lip balm, kind of wipe off my lips. One color that I love to use is the Maybelline Ink lipsticks. This color is really pretty, the Super Stay Matte Ink lipsticks. They dry down, they don't move. I know they have like their special lipstick remover because the stuff doesn't come off. It's insane. I don't know how it stays on so long, but this stuff's really nice. It is drying, so if you have naturally dry lips, it's pretty drying, so I tend to like kind of blot something over it just so that it's not like the Sahara Desert all day and it looks cracked. But today I'm actually going to go in with the Liquid Catsuit from Wet n Wild, and this shade is Give Me Mocha. It's kind of just a neutral like mauve brown shade, and when I do it, when I do my lipstick for school, I tend to like go real light, just because when it wears off, I don't want it to be like wearing off in one spot and looking really weird. So I tend to not like add a bunch on or make it really difficult to have to touch up if I need to. Generally, I don't touch anything up. If it comes off, it comes off, and you'll just have to deal with it the way it is. But as far as this color, it's very wearable, and this stuff dries down and kind of just feels like your lips, which is amazing. But yeah, I kind of just do like one coat, make sure everything's covered, and call it good. guys, so there you have it. This usually takes me 10 to 15 minutes, if that, depending on what I decide to do. This is kind of accumulation of everything that I would normally do, but sometimes I skip steps, sometimes I don't do all of it. It just depends on the day and what I feel like doing, but yeah, so here's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!